And welcome back, everybody, to Let's Play Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In the last episode, we arrived here to Torvus Bog, our next temple area that houses the next temple for Planet Aether's planetary energy. We didn't get very far. We literally just got over one room. Over, I'm gonna get blown up. Ow! Ooh, gosh. That's one thing you gotta take care of when you're dealing with those guys. Those shredders are kind of nasty little creatures. They'll come straight to you. There's going to be a lot of nasty creatures here in Torvus Bog, because I know it's a lot of people's least favorite area in the game, and I completely understand why. This being one of them, water. I completely understand why. But we just got to slog through the bog. So, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. We need to come over down here, and we have no access to the bridge that we saw earlier because, well, the bridge is kind of like up with gates and everything. So we just have to kind of go underneath it in the water to progress forward. But, like I said, it's going to be really hard to kind of maneuver in the water for right now. We are going to get an item later here that kind of helps us with that. So, just keep that in mind. As you guys can probably see, there is a logbook entry. But unfortunately, we're not bilingual enough. I know I've been making that joke the whole NLP, but we're not bilingual enough to get that. So, don't worry about it for right now. This is a grapple point. I think we haven't got... It said we lost our grapple beam, but we never really used it in the tutorial. But that's a grapple point. You use that for the grapple beam. We won't get that until we get the grapple beam back. But as soon as you come in this room, there is a new enemy in here. You guys probably see these leaf guys in the water. If you get close to them, they'll pop up, and then they'll immediately disappear. You kind of have to wait until they kind of put themselves in view before you can actually scan them. Oh gosh. Get a hold of them. There we go. Shriekers! Oh, we actually got all the flying enemies in the... Well... on Planet Aether's side of the logbook. Shriekers. These guys like to just phase in and out of reality real quick. So you just have to kind of, like, when they show their face, that's when you're going to have to shoot them. Be careful whenever they appear. They launch a bunch of, like, dust at you to hurt you. So just be mindful of that whenever you're dealing with these guys here. There we go. Killed one. We will get an item later in the game that helps us track these guys while they're invisible. Because we're going to be dealing with a lot of invisibility enemies in the bog. So, yeah, we're going to get an item much later in the game that allows us to attack enemies while they're invisible. So, that makes things a little bit easier. But here, this is the Great Bridge. The Great Bridge is kind of like the main... Not the main hub area, but it's mainly the main hub of the area here. It has a giant bridge that leads to the temple. And there's another wall right here, but as I said before, we're not bilingual enough to open the door yet. So, what we need to do is about ready to sneeze. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm sorry. I just had... Man, my allergies been killing me today. Anyways, we need to go through this door here with this missile. And we're just going to come over here and make it through this passageway. Now, this is the most, I'd say probably the most teasiest, is that even a word? Teasiest missile expansion you'll see in a while. Because we're going to be passing that missile expansion a lot in this area. And we won't be able to get it until much later, so don't worry about it right now. Alright, so we need to scan this door, or this thing here, and that'll bring down the door. And it'll actually raise the bridge. This is the first room. We're back. We kind of looped around. We're back in the first room of the bog here. Actually, hold on, we got more of these guys. Kind of gotta kill them before they come over and blow me up. Alright, so now we can actually go through the door. So use the light beam to open up wide. But, sure enough, we got more of these shredders here. So let's go ahead and just launch missiles at them and watch them all explode. There's more of these hanging pods here if you need to scan these guys for whatever reason. We're going to be seeing a lot of hanging pods here because, well, and that one just kind of phased out of existence. I think that was more of a graphical glitch more than anything. Alright, so come down and around. I need to get more light beam ammo. But, make it to this room here. And an introduction to new enemies. Man, we're getting a lot of new enemies here. They're gonna want to bite you. Let's go ahead and scan these guys. These are Grenchlers. These are the mangy crocodiles that song has warned us about all those years ago. I love the name of these guys. These are called Grenchlers. The best way I can best describe these guys, to fight them, they're like the baby She-Goss in Metroid Prime 1. Their weak points, their back, and you just kind of have to strafe around them to kind of shoot their back. They're not too hard of enemies. If you get close to them, they'll try to bite at you. And if you're kind of far away, they will use electric power to shock you, kind of like that. See, like he was kind of going for an electric shock, but yeah, you just shoot them a couple times, their back will kind of blow up, and then their weak point gets really exposed, and then you just keep attacking them until they die. I love the name of those guys, Grenchlers. Grenchlers, like they really are those mangy crocodiles. Alright, scan this thing right here. This is a bloat sack. These are another one of those platforms that are biology platforms for logbook. You can't blow these up. These are impervious to everything. And I do believe, yeah, there's one more thing here. Scan the eyeballs right here. These are sentinel crystals. These are kind of like, the best way I can describe these things, you can shoot these things. But what they do is they watch over areas of the temple where the Luminoth are. The Luminoth use that as kind of like a security system. That's kind of neat. You need to get those for both your logbook if you need to pick them up. So, anyways, this room is called the Forgotten Bridge. And we're actually going to be taking our first track to the Dark World in a way. I love this effect. This is one thing I've always loved about this series. I'm next to a waterfall. My HUD is misty. I love the attention to detail they have for these games. Like, I never praise the Prime series as much as I do, but if there's one thing I really do like about it, it's the fact that, like, it's raining right now too. You can see little raindrops plopping on my HUD, or my visor here. This is one thing I really like about this series. It's just the sheer amount of detail that this game has on it. But we're gonna hop into this portal here and head over to Dark Torvus Bog to come over here because there is a bomb slot. You guys probably saw it. That was kind of like stuck in trans-dimensional rift, whatever it is. That's because, well, the bomb slot's right there in Dark Ether. So there's a couple things here that we need to scan, namely this thing. This is the dark variant of that sentinel crystal that we just scanned just a couple minutes ago. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. I think the Luminoth used these. Yeah, these are monitor systems designed for use in Dark Ether. The Luminoth uses this to kind of look out, like spy on people or spy on the Ing activity in Dark Ether. This right here is a Ing Sphere cache. This is another one of those. It's kind of like the Blade Pod back in Aegon Waste. They're just used to kind of hold items. You just go over there. You need to scan that for your 100% scan logbook too. And I think there's another thing down here that we need to scan. Do not fall in the water. Please, for the love of everything that is nice, do not fall in the water. Because that's poisonous water. There it is. There's that thing right here. Dark Phlogus? I think that's how you say it. Phlogus. These are creatures that live in the poisoned water, but they can be used as platforms. We'll be seeing that here in a second. We need to actually kind of jump up here. We need to activate this this bomb slot here. So let's go ahead and do that. And that kind of shifts the bridge. over a little bit. And as you guys can see in light and ether, it's moving too. I almost said light ether again. And in the light world, it is actually kind of moving around. Just it moved back around too. So our activity here affected ether as well. So we need to get back to the light portal over here, over beyond yonder over here. So we just need to jump down here. There it is. See, he's gonna come over here and he's gonna open his mouth. We kind of want to just shoot his mouth, and then he just turns around and he becomes a platform that activates a safe zone as well. So I'm gonna jump across here. We can't go through here yet. There's a yellow door. Well, unfortunate for us, right? Alright, jump across here. And we need to go up just a little bit. And then we'll go back and we'll activate this light portal. I need to get more ammo for my light and dark beam. Okay. As soon as you come out here, I kind of figured as much. These guys appear when you return back to the light world. Scan these. These are new pirates. These are dark pirate commandos, and these are probably going to be one of the most annoying enemies in the game. These are darkling possessed elite space pirates. Increased combat ability due to symbiotic presence, able to phase out and out of local time-space. These guys, just like the Shriekers earlier, they phase in and out of, oh gosh, ow, they phase in and out of existence. There is a trick to these guys, and I will tell you guys, when they appear, okay, they're gonna spit out dark energy at you too, so just be mindful of that, and they do EMP pulses. Whenever you see these guys come up, get a dark beam charge up, and then shoot it at them. Ow! Okay, goodness. Whenever they are hit with a charge beam shot of the dark beam, they'll fly away, but they will get stuck. They'll get frozen. Whenever you see them get frozen like that, shoot a missile at them, and they die instantly. So that's the best way I can really describe fighting the Dark Pirate Commandos, is because either way, you're just using your charge beam light beam on them. So that's probably the easiest way to fight them, in my opinion. Okay, so upon completing turning the bridge here, there's a missile expansion right here out in the open for you. This is probably one of the few easier missile expansions to get, so be sure to pick that up when you get a chance to. And there's another missile expansion right there, but we won't be able to get him until here in a little bit. If I look around the corner here, yeah, there he is. Scan this guy. This is a sporb. Sporb? A lurking carnivorous plant. Fires poison needles in battle, can grip small objects in his jaws. So, by the time whenever we need to go in a morph ball in this room, there's a little pathway here that we need with a morph ball. Thing is, though, that Sporb will notice us. And he will kind of get us with his little tongue. Whenever he does that, he's going to come out of it and start attacking you. You kind of want to just kill him so he's not going to deal with it. He's easy to deal with. So that way he's not annoying you while you're trying to go through this maze here. Well, I wouldn't call it a maze, but this platform here. Alright, so now we gotta go up this way. Alright, so let's go through this flowery throat hole, whatever this is. It looks weird. So we come over here. There's the missile expansion, but unfortunately we can't get it because we need the grapple beam in order to get it. So just drop down and we'll go through this door right here. And let's go ahead and scan this door right here. Or this thing right here. Power restored to kinetic orb cannon. Unit locked in current firing position. Auto fire feature enabled. Alright, so what that did is it activated that kinetic orb cannon that's over there by that one door. And it actually will fire up on the bridge here. There's Denzium right here. I think this is Denzium. Yeah, this is Denzium. We won't be able to come back until later to use that, so don't worry for it right now. More Shriekers. I can actually jump out of the water. Goodness gracious. Alright. Let's get into this kinetic orb cannon. Now we're on top of the bridge, and there's Shriek Bats. They're here too. Just keep that in mind. There's Shriek Bats on top of the bridge, so Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Alright, so now when we come up here, this is the pathway to the temple. There's an there's a top path and a lower path here. What we actually need to do, let's scan this right here. There's something suspicious about this part right here. This is telluric alloy, so we need to bomb that. And actually, there's a couple of statues here before we do that real quick. This is a statue of Luminoth Warrior. Age of combat have caused structural damage to the statue, but it's not in danger of falling apart anytime soon. I like this pathway to the temple. It's kind of nice. But let's go ahead and actually blow it up. Upon blowing it up, coming down here, you'll come down and get your next energy tank. So our max energy will increase by 100. So now we have 5 energy tanks. That's actually really nice. So, alright, so we need to come in here, and we're greeted by a green door. Unfortunately, well, we can't go through there just yet. We don't have the means to open up a green door yet. Unfortunately, it kind of spat us back down to the bottom path, and we have to go back into the previous room. But that's okay. We just jump back into the kinetic orb cannon, jump up here, and we'll just go through the door merry way and kill the shriek bats. Alright, so now let's go through this temple axis again without going through that. I was just going through that because I needed the energy tank, so. Alright. Let's go through here. And this will lead access to, once the door loads, access to the Torvus Temple. So we finally got to the temple. Whoa, I almost got smacked by that skid. Oh, wow. You reckless driver, you. Goodness gracious. Stupid freaking space pirate. I'm gonna sue. You almost hit me. Alright, so yeah, we gotta fight with the pirates here, so that's not too bad. Oh gosh, Arrow Pirate is going to just try to come down and knock me out of existence here. Ah! Explosions. And this pirate skid is gonna drop out more space pirate. That space pirate, that skid almost flat out hit me right in the face. I was just like, man, you suck at driving, dude. All right, so go ahead and let's take care of these pirates here. There we go. There's one more. Eat a missile. There we go. Alright, so after we defeat the pirates here at the Torvus Temple, we gain access to a new item. This is a new upgrade. This is the super missile. This is what we need to get to open up green doors. And fire awesome super missile. And super missile acquired. Now, the super missile kind of acts like the missile, just a powered up version of the regular missile, but this is a powerful attack that uses 5 missiles. Using the power beam, press and hold the A button to charge, and then press Y to fire. So, pretty much in order to use the super missile, you just hold and charge your charge beam up, and as soon as it's all charged up like this, we're going to want to shoot it with the Y button, with our missile button. I think there's going to be, yeah, there's going to be a green door right here. So, this opens up green doors. So, as soon as you do that, boom! Giant super missile. It's actually like one of the strongest attacks that you get. It's like it's called a missile combination attack. There's going to be one for each beam, but that's the regular power beam's missile combo. It's called the super missile. And just like Aeon Waste, we got to go through that bomb slot there in order to access the actual energy control unit here. So, in here, there's another Luminoth warrior fallen. It says, Subject Luminoth has been dead for 1.2 decacycles. In addition to heavy combat damage, subject shows signs of numerous ing possession attempts. All failed. Resisting these assaults would require incredible stamina and psychic durability. Man, he just shrugged off the ing warriors like they're nothing. Holy crap. But he still went down. Let's scan his projector right here. Let's see what this guy had to say. He's folding his arms like he's like, ah, yeah, I know, I was a badass in my time. A great warrior comes to the Temple of Torvus. May you succeed where I failed. I am Avok, the last sentinel of this temple. Heed my words carefully. As you can see, this temple has been crippled by the ravages of war. While the main chamber has been mostly preserved, the remainder of the temple has been flooded. You must use your abilities to venture into the flooded areas to find the keys you need to enter the Dark Temple. The waters of Dark Aether are foul and venomous. Avoid them if you can. I mentioned that earlier when we were in Dark Aether. I have updated your translator module. You can access the devices and doors coated with the Emerald holograms. Search the areas now open to you. The Ing will seek your light and with great zeal. Do not underestimate them. The time for talk is over. Good hunting, and may the light of Aether guide your aim. And with that, we know our mission here in Torvus Bog. Energy is fully replenished. I think I didn't even mention that. Every time you visit a cutscene, your energy is automatically filled up. So that's nice. In here, there is a Luminoth lore here. Now that we have the Emerald translator module, we can actually read these logs. So this is Dark Aether for the lore for Dark Aether. So there you go. Now that we have that, we have access to a couple things, because we mentioned we kind of missed a couple of Emerald holograms on our way over here because we couldn't go through here. We're going to backtrack just a tiny bit to go get something with that door that was locked. We couldn't access before. I kind of want to grab that before we go to the next area. The next area is going to be... I'm going to tell you guys right now, a lot of people are probably looking forward to the next episode because, well, next episode, we're going to be seeing a boss that is infamous. Alright, so scan this thing right here. This is the Emerald hologram that'll take us down to the lower part of the temple. And we can gain access over here. We can go to the lower part. And there's a lot of doors here that are open to us. We're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna backtrack just a tiny bit. So let's go ahead and open this door with a super missile. Alright. This leads back to that one room I mentioned earlier, where the energy tank was. So, now, we come back over here. And we can open up this door over to the right side whenever I come out of this door. Now that we have oh, there's Grenchlers here. There's no more shriekers. Yeah, after you get the Emerald visor, or the Emerald translator module, Grenchlers will appear here instead of shriekers. So let's go ahead and open this door, because this door is an emerald color, and we can actually go inside this room. This room's important because this leads to a map room. So, we need to get the map for Torvus. It would kind of help us out. There we go. We now have downloaded a map for this area. Torvus is going to be really a lot more bigger than Aegon was. We accessed most of this area right now, but there's going to be like a couple areas here, there, this area, but there's also a second subterranean floor of Torvus Bog. And we're going to be exploring that area too before too long. So, Torvus Bog is pretty big. I'm not going to lie. Alright, so actually, we don't even need to use this kinetic orb cannon if we don't want to. We can actually just go down through the regular door. I might just do that. Because I kind of want to go down below, so... That's what I needed to backtrack for. I know there was that lore that we couldn't get because it was green. We're going to be coming back through that later, so don't worry about it for right now. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so now this is the subterranean area. I do believe this leads to... there's a purple door over to the right. Or to the left, I'm sorry. I can't identify my left and rights all of a sudden. Purple doors we don't have access to. You just crawl under here and you gain access to it. We're not going to be having access to purple doors for just a little bit, so don't worry about it right now. Up here leads to the... yeah, we have super missiles, so we can access this area. But this leads to that elevator that leads to the subterranean area. I don't want to go there just yet, because we don't have access to it. And well, we need an upgrade first before we start to venture downwards that way anyways. But let's go ahead and open up this door with our new bilingual powers. We can open up this door. I'm bilingual! I can open up doors! Alright. In this room, this is the underground temple, or underground tunnel. Before you go too far, I always miss this missile tank, so I always remember where it's at now. If you go underneath the grate, there is a missile expansion right here. This is a very easy one to miss. I'm gonna tell you, there's been many times I've walked past it, not realized I walked past it. Then, of course, there's Grenchlers. I'm gonna go ahead and just super missile your back, and you're like, ow, what the heck, man? And he's gonna try to bite me. But, anyways, I forgot to mention this. I didn't, like, the way I always remembered, I tried finding all these expansions on my own as a kid. One little trick I will tell you guys. The pickups always give off a distinct noise. Like a noise whenever you're nearby. So if you're really trying to find these all on your own, just turn up your TV. You might actually find a couple missile expansions just by, you know, just hearing things. And that's one thing I like about this game, is it gives audio cues like that. So there's a couple of sporbs here. Just kill them. But yeah, that's one way how I found out about that missile expansion in particular. Alright, and there is Codec here. Codec. I'm not playing Metal Gear. I'm sorry. This is a Lumina floor here. Our war begins. So now that we have the green, we can actually get that. So that's nice. Alright, so let's go through the light door. And this is a weird room. There's a giant spiky tree. Exposure to radiation has weakened this tree. Several parts of the tree have begun to rot due to exposure of phazon and densium. Okay, that's a clue that we'll need to come back later with the power bomb in order to explode them. But we get a locked door here, and we gotta fight more pirates here. This is another new pirate that we should be getting. We really should have saw this pirate first before we saw its dark counterpart, but unfortunately we saw its dark counterpart beforehand. This is a pirate commando. This is a very strong shock trooper pirate. These guys come over here and they're really good long range. They launch EMP burst at you, but they also, the most annoying thing about them, they have shields, and if you're like trying to shoot them, they'll put up a shield if given the chance to. So these guys are really resilient too. I mean, they make sense. They're freaking commandos. Yeah, they have shields here. You just have to wait until they put the shield down before you can actually continue your barrage of assault on them. So, they're not too hard, but they're also quite annoying. Their dark commando variants don't even have the shields. I always found out that the pirate commandos are worse than the dark pirate commandos, but the dark pirate commandos are more infamous because they spawn quite frequently. I will mention that. They spawn quite a lot. Did I just come through this door? Yeah, I just came through this door. Man, I always do that too. Like, if a room is kind of like isometric, and I go through the door, and I just like, wait a second, I just came back through the entrance that I just came in. Alright. So this leads to a meditation vista that has a portal. I will talk about this room a little bit here. There is a platform back there. We can't reach that. I've tried when I was a kid jumping over to that platform. There is a pickup back there, but we do not have the power to get that yet. We're going to have a better jumping ability later. But what we need to do is we need to activate this portal and go to the dark world. Like I said, I've tried jumping as much as I can as a kid to get to that platform. I cannot, for the life of me. Like I said, you'll get a better jumping ability to reach that platform very late game, so it'll be a little bit easier. But we're back on Dark Ether, and well, we gotta keep going onwards. In this room, we're gonna be introduced to a new enemy. This is the Hunter Ing, probably my least favorite enemy in the entire game. Hunter Ings are really annoying. The best way I can really fight these guys is using light beams on them. Whenever you attack them and do a lot of damage to them, they'll phase in and out of existence. Only whenever you can attack them is whenever they do their little things right here. Oh, did one of them just die? Wow, yeah, one of them just died. Wow. But yeah, these guys like to phase in and out of existence. Best way I can really expect you guys to fight these, like the surefire way I know they'll die, is light your light beam on one of the beacons and make it a super beacon. Well, not a super beacon, but a energized beacon. And lure them into the safe zone. Whenever you get close to them, they'll start to charge at you, trying to possess you. But if you could do that, if you could lead them straight into this energized safe zone, they'll die instantly, just like the Warrior Ings always did. So that's the best surefire way I know that they'll die. So those guys are annoying. Light beam's probably the best weapon to use against them. We do not have. They like to phase in and out of existence too with invisibility. So until we get that ability to see them while they're invisible, we won't be able to fight them very effectively. So, alright, so we're gonna go in here. And this, I do believe, leads to Dark Falls, which is a save room. Sure enough, it was a save room. And, well, I think this is going to be a good stopping point for this episode. A lot of people who've been probably watching this Let's Play are probably waiting for the next episode, because next episode we're about ready to fight a boss that is very infamous for being very difficult. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode while we continue onwards through Dark Torvus Bog and hopefully find our first key. So with that, I'll see you guys next episode.